Afterglow Books by Harlequin and HarlequinAudio present The 7-10 Split by Karmen Lee, performed by Amina Salih, and The Relationship Mechanic by Karmen Lee, performed by Lolly LeRae. The 7-10 Split.
Author's note. This book discusses cancer, drunk driving, and the loss of a parent. Chapter 1. Whatever it is, the answer is no. Ava knew that look. That look promised extra hours with no extra pay and a significant bump in her caffeine budget for the week. She already needed to cut back on that dark roasted money suck, and agreeing to whatever ridiculous school spirit activity Bradley Parrish was surely coming to convince her of was not the way to go. "You haven't even heard what I have to say." "And it's gonna stay that way," Ava replied, ducking quickly into her classroom and attempting to close the door behind her. If she were the type to startle easily, the hand that slapped down on the other side of the door would have done it. As it was, she just sighed loudly before abandoning her moment alone before the staff meeting she didn't even want to go to. It wasn't that she would get fired for missing it. Peach Blossom High School was understaffed, and they wouldn't risk losing an advanced placement teacher right now unless it was over something illegal. Maybe. No, she just didn't want to deal with the pettiness that was their principal, Robert, when he scented even a whiff of insubordination. Ava dealt with enough petty behavior at home, being the middle child sandwiched between two sisters gung-ho on always being the head bitch in charge. She didn't feel like dealing with it at work, too. "Leave me be, Brad," she huffed. "I have books to sort, lesson plans to finish, and wounds to lick." It was the third year in a row that Robert had rejected Ava's plans for reviving the school's bowling team. She had even downgraded it to an extracurricular club to reduce the cost, but still, he had vetoed it. If Ava wasn't so used to it by now, she would have slammed the door on her way out of his office. Instead, she had calmly replied she understood before stuffing her feelings down and locking them behind a wall thicker than Robert's bullshit civility. "Ouch, let me guess," Brad said. "He rejected your plan for the new team and said the school had no money for it." "Got it in one." Ava figured it was time for her to give up the idea in its entirety. "I'm not in the mood to do anything but finish this planning before this meeting so I can go the hell home and eat my weight in yeast rolls." "So you don't want to talk about who the new teacher might be?" he asked. Ava's curiosity was piqued, but she refused to show it. No, if he was going to get her off task, he had to work for it. She resolved herself to a couple more hours of sorting the books she had on hand and praying the ones still missing were en route to arrive soon. If anyone had told her 5 years ago she would be back at her old high school teaching English, she would have laughed in their face. The Ava Williams of 5 years ago had big plans that included a PhD in Europe where she could walk the same streets as her favorite authors while churning out words that would one day earn her heaps of praise. Teaching AP English to high schoolers back in her small hometown of Peach Blossom, Georgia, had been nowhere in her plans. Yet, here she was, about to start her 4th year and not completely hating life. Usually. Ava fell into her chair, her loose skirt wrapping around her legs. When she looked up, Brad's hulking frame leaned against her desk. His curly brown hair gleamed under the harsh classroom light, with a few errant curls falling over his forehead, and his lips were split wide in an eager smile. She was determined to out-stubborn him this time, but the angle was all wrong. If she stared up any longer, she would get a crick in her neck, and then have to drive a couple hours to find a chiropractor. Sometimes small-town life was a pain in the ass. "Don't you have your own lessons to finish planning?" "Did them already."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?